heavyweight fight, although we understand that Yunovidov is a holder of what they call the Weight Championship, which is recognized by the WBA and WBC, but is not officially recognized as one of the 70 weight divisions where there are world champions. Weight is for fighters between the weights of 200 to 224 pounds. And take a look at the tail of the tape. Andy, you want to go through this?
It's always interesting when you get an orthodox up against a southpaw who wins that battle to get their foot on the outside. A little bit of an advantage with reach there with Thompson, but what we know with the heavyweights is that they can all punch. And an 8-rounder between two heavyweights, you do expect to see some entertainment. In terms of weight, they're pretty much the same. And we talk about weight, and people tend to think that it means you're on the smaller side, but Alexander Usyk always weighs about 220, doesn't he? And he does okay.
Exactly. Let's turn you over now ringside to Ted Lerner.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the smart Araneta Coliseum, the action continues for the 50th anniversary of the Thrilla in Manila. Let's bring out the boxers for our next fight. Firstly, from South Africa, here is Chris Thompson. From Russia, here is Georgiy Yunovidov.
Я чувствую себя очень хорошо. Я очень рад наконец-то поучаствовать в выездном ивенте и еще и такого масштаба. Я всегда готовлюсь, всегда тренируюсь. Но так как у меня недавно было событие мое же, мы отдохнули немного и сразу продолжили подготовку к следующему бою. В первую очередь, большое спасибо за настроение и гостеприимство. Мы на месте, мы готовы, все будет отлично.
The action continues here at the smart Araneta Coliseum, and it's all brought to you by Manny Pacquiao's Blow by Blow. in cooperation with the Philippine Sports Commission and the International Boxing Association, IBA.PRO. This next contest scheduled for 8 rounds, and it's for the IBA.PRO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Judges scoring this bout at ringside on a 10-point must system: Noel Haduka, Eduardo Nobleza, and Daniel Lopez. And when the bell rings, your third man in the ring, referee Sammy Bernabe. Okay, fight fans, let's meet the fighters. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner to my right, tonight wearing the black with gold. He weighed in at 232 pounds. Fight record: 16 wins, 6 losses, 9 wins by knockout. He hails from Gauteng, South Africa. Please welcome Chris Thompson. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my left, tonight wearing the white with gold. He weighed in at 227.3 pounds. Fight record: 11 wins, 1 loss, 7 wins by knockout. He comes to you via Rostov-na-Donu, Russia. Please welcome Georgiy Yunovidov. Once again, 8 rounds for the IBA.PRO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Here's Sammy Bernabe with the final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen. Obey my command at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Okay, this is 8 rounds for IBA Championship. Okay, good luck. Touch luck. God bless.
We're all set for this matchup here. 8 rounds in the heavyweight division.
And did you notice Sammy Bernabe's height, compared to, Vidov's height and Thompson's height? It reminds you of how Carlos Sonny Padilla was during the Thrilla in Manila. He was the 3rd man in the ring. And he was there inside that ring with Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Thompson is the southpaw, leading up with the right hand. Now they've had one common opponent. Thompson lost a decision to Yevgeny Romanov, and Romanov was actually the last opponent of Yunovidov, and he knocked him out in the 5th round.
Well, as Andy was talking about, all these heavyweights have got that knockout punching power.
Oh yeah. 9 knockouts and 16 wins for Thompson. 7 knockouts and 11 wins for Yunovidov.
He is quite highly rated, Yunovidov. He signed with the Titovs, who are a promotional powerhouse in Russia, who own the Russian Copper Company. And so he's based out of Ekaterinburg most of the time. And that defeat came in his 8th fight for the Russian title. That wasn't really supposed to happen. He was the home fighter there, and the idea was that he'd win that fight, but he was in with a fellow undefeated fighter and got knocked out in the 4th round, which is very much an occupational hazard as a heavyweight. So it's been a little bit of a rebuild for him since then, but there's been quite a lot invested in him.
And for Thompson, he's a road warrior. He's had 5 fights outside of South Africa. He lost 4 of those 5 fights on hostile territory, and now he's in the Philippines. He's fought in Tanzania, he's fought in Russia, where he lost. He's fought in Uzbekistan, and he's fought in Birmingham, UK.
I saw that fight in Birmingham against Solomon Dakers. He was a decent heavyweight, not a particularly big heavyweight, not a particularly big puncher, and he went the 10 rounds there, boxing out of the away corner. So he's mixed it up a bit during his career. He's boxed out the home corner in South Africa and then hit the rope. But he's made a good start here, isn't he?
He's standing his ground against Yunovidov.
Final 30 seconds here of our very first round. We are scheduled for 8.
Throwing some power punches is Thompson. Nice right uppercut from Yunovidov. What you like about Yunovidov is that he leads off with either his left or his right. And he's catching Thompson off guard. Thompson not able to anticipate which is going to be the lead hand for him to counter off of.
I think he put quite a lot into that first round there, Thompson. He was putting some heat on pretty much everything that he threw, and Yunovidov was tucking up. He was catching most of them. A couple got through, but not too many, mostly to the body. So he had a good look there, Yunovidov, and I don't think he would have been too upset at how hard Thompson was working, because it's going to be difficult for him to keep that up, I would say.
Power punch of the round is brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission.
And you also notice that right after that first round, Thompson was breathing heavily. I don't know whether he's won the last 8 rounds. And Yunovidov wasn't throwing power punches. He was just leading off with his lefts and his rights. I think he's being very patient.
Okay,
He's
box.
probably going to wait for Thompson to wear himself out with those power punches. Let's see what happens here in round number 2. Good defense here by Yunovidov as he holds both of his arms up high. Thompson might want to attack the body a little bit more with that high guard of Yunovidov.
You're right, that's where you want to go with him, isn't it? Because the way he holds those gloves, the elbows flare away from the body, and the body's on offer pretty much all of the time. He found it quite a lot in that first round. Yunovidov just trying to get on top of him a little bit up close here and work away on the inside.
Watch your head.
Some body shots coming from Thompson. Thompson likes to fight from the inside, but that uppercut is connecting for Yunovidov.
Yunovidov just clubbing around the side of the head with the right hand. What's interesting about this is that it's Yunovidov who's brought it here, isn't it, in this second round. He's the one who's decided he's going to step on Thompson, try and crowd him a bit, don't give him too much room, get on top of him like he is there, push up with the forearm a bit, rough him up. And you see that front foot there, he's just creeping in, taking that space. Wants to end up on the shoulder. This is obviously how he feels he can get the better of things. He doesn't want to keep it too long.
So far, it's power versus power. It's a slugfest right here. It's toe-to-toe fighting.
Stop! Leg break,
Forget
leg
about
break.
distance, forget about jabs. These guys are going at it. They want to take each other out, that's for sure. Although short
Okay, hold it, no
punches
pass.
coming from
Hold it back.
both fighters have to hurt. Thompson getting a little bit of separation.
It suits him more, doesn't it, when it's like that? When he's just got a little bit more room, he can get those levers a bit freer, go down to the body, look for that uppercut up the centre. But Yunovidov is, again, just right on him here, trying to get onto his shoulder and really sap his energy. That's where Thompson wants it, right there, that kind of middle range.
You need to take a step back just to get that distance to throw his punches.
Okay, stop,
He's
stop,
connecting
stop,
rather
stop.
consistently, Thompson.
Oh, stop. Listen, listen. Hey!
Actually, a good round for Thompson.
Especially in that last exchange, you could see there Thompson getting the better of his opponent.
You can see what Yunovidov was trying to do, and I think it worked quite well the first couple of minutes. He's looking to get on the shoulder, push down, fight on the inside, and just wear the battery down. And Thompson in that final minute wasn't really having it. He managed to separate a bit more and find a bit more space, but I think Yunovidov is confident in what he's feeling in there. I think he's just going to keep doing what he's doing and be of the opinion that he's going to be able to turn this his way sooner rather than later.
Exchange of the round is brought to you by the International Boxing Association.
You like the way Thompson has been digging
Seconds out.
into the
Seconds
side of
out.
the body of Yunovidov.
Okay, third round.
been a lot
Round 3
thrown,
now
hasn't
underway.
there?
Go ahead.
There's been a lot thrown in those first couple of rounds. So this is a hard fight to be in. It's got tough pretty quick. Both in great shape.
Thompson doubling up on that right jab. And remember, he's fighting out of the southpaw stance. Seems to be giving Yunovidov a little bit of trouble. Yunovidov, however, now closing the distance between the two, shortening the gap. But here's Thompson continuing to assault the side of the body of Yunovidov.
Stop!
See that uppercut once more.
Watch your head.
Coming from the
Okay?
Russian.
Okay? Get your head.
I can't help but notice Sammy Bernabé looks like I mean, he's dwarfed by these two giants in the ring.
Well, as we mentioned, this is the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
No legs.
And you know, talking about the heavyweight division, when this Thrilla in Manila golden anniversary was being planned, Senator Manny Pacquiao said, you can't have a Thrilla in Manila golden anniversary without a heavyweight contest. I mean, Ali and Frazier were heavyweights. So he gave marching orders to MP Promotions head Sean Gibbons, get me 2 heavyweights. And here they are.
And it's a good fight, like the first fight. It's a good fight. It's well matched. And Yunovidov again in this round. He's really just looking to get on Thompson and just try and break his will a bit here. That's what's going on here, and that's what makes it so good to watch. Because Thompson won't have it. He's digging those toes in. He's letting his hands go, but he's having to work hard here. He's putting a lot into these punches. I don't know how much longer he can keep this up for, to be honest.
Those uppercuts of Yunovidov, they're taking the toll on Thompson.
Okay, stop.
Well, Thompson breathing hard.
Yeah, he is
His
breathing.
mouth is open.
He was breathing hard right after the first round. But what seems to favor Thompson is that there's not too much leg movement either way. So he's not expending energy moving around. He's comfortable just fighting straight up, head-to-head against his opponent. He needs a little bit of that distance to
Step
be
back.
able
No
to
holding.
throw his
Step back.
shots.
Step back.
But here's, Yunovidov, the Russian is being very patient against his South African opponent.
That's a good uppercut on the inside there for Yunovidov. And you see Thompson now sets his feet and looks to try and finish the round strong. And he gave a good account of himself again in that round, but Yunovidov looks like he's got a lot more left in the tank.
Round 4 coming up in a bit.
We're all about pizza love. Each slice is made with care and quality ingredients, with mouth-watering flavors and a balance of softness and crunch in our crust. Feel the love in every bite of our pan pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
This is now round number 4 of a scheduled 8. Yunovidov up against Thompson.
Neither fighter has been hurt so far. They've been trading some power shots. More power actually coming from the punches of Thompson than Yunovidov. But maybe it's time for Yunovidov to step on the gas and start showing what he can do.
I think he will look to try and turn the screw a bit this round, Yunovidov. Because more power has been coming from Thompson at times, but also a lot more effort.
Thompson, certainly the busier fighter, throwing a lot of punches and keeping a safe distance away from Yunovidov.
Good work. Shot. Again. On that line. Don't be out.
That was a good combination from Yunovidov. Nice 1-2 upstairs. But that's good defensively from Thompson, just catching that jab, go down to the body.
Yunovidov is actually more. Oh, big punch coming from Yunovidov. Again, that right uppercut on the money for Yunovidov.
He's feeling these Thompson now. He's in a bit of trouble here, I think. He's digging in and letting his hands go. He always has something to say, doesn't he? Just when you feel like Yunovidov might be really getting on top there. He came back with 2 or 3, but he is turning the screw here, Yunovidov, in this round, definitely.
Well, this is his best round, definitely, of the 4. That's a nice right, though, by Thompson.
Big right hand coming from Thompson. Yunovidov is a lot more effective if he's showing a variety of punches. If he's going back to the traditional amateur continental style of jab straight combinations straight up, those punches are being blocked by Thompson. But if he's throwing hooks and if he's throwing his uppercuts, then he's a lot more effective, as he did just then when he threw that right uppercut. That's when he can catch Thompson.
The slightly distressing thing for Thompson as well is that up until this point, the body work that he's been landing hasn't really shown any sign of taking too much of a toll on Yunovidov. Now that can quickly change, but we're nearly at the halfway point now, and he's done well in the first half of the fight here, Thompson, but I fear for him in the second half a bit. Honestly, he's shown us plenty of courage here already, but this is going to get rough for him in the second 4 rounds.
We now bring you the counter of the round. This is brought to you by the International Boxing Association. As we enter round number 5.
Thompson has actually made a good account of himself. Yunovidov came into this fight as a heavy favorite, considering he's lost only once. Thompson has lost 6 times.
That's a good right hand there from Thompson, really stepped into that one. At the halfway stage, the way it's poised is interesting, because in terms of the scoring, he could be ahead here, Thompson. He could be ahead, and Yunovidov has got it to do in the second half in terms of clicking through the gears, but you do feel that he's capable of doing it, but he does have to do it.
Well, personally, I do agree with you. I think Thompson is ahead here.
Short punches. Think speed, not power. Think speed, not power.
There's that little uppercut on the inside. But the right hand to the body comes back as well.
Well, nice change of levels from both these gentlemen.
I thought at this stage, Thompson would have run out of gas, but he's still in there fighting, slugging it out with Yunovidov. And he's excelled, not only from a distance, but he's also doing well in the infighting.
No, credit to him, credit to him. He's showing us a lot here. There's some blood coming out of his mouth, I think. And Thompson, as he just leans over the shoulder there of Yunovidov. It's been another bruising encounter, this, a bit like the first fight we saw, but when it's heavyweights whacking each other at 225 plus, the pair of them, you can feel these, you can hear them, can't you?
Well, for you, Yunovidov, this is his first fight outside of Russia. For Thompson, as we said earlier, he's a road warrior. He doesn't care where he fights. He's in there to try to fight. And
30 seconds. Good, good.
Only punch. Stick back, no punching, no punching.
Well, what's clear here is that Thompson is roughhousing. He's bullying Yunovidov, and I'm not sure if Yunovidov is used to this style. Look at Thompson, the way he's roughhousing and bullying and throwing a lot of weight on Yunovidov.
That was terrific from Thompson, that combination, and then just rolled away to his right-hand side underneath the left hand, and he's finished that round really strong, and he started the second half of the fight well there. I wonder if Yunovidov, I don't think he's been complacent here necessarily, but I think he got the feeling early on that Thompson wouldn't be able to keep this up, and Thompson is keeping it up, and when that happens to you, you can find yourself in a tight spot, and he's in one here, I think.
Exchange of the round brought to you by the International Boxing Association. And Thompson has also been the more active of the two.
I don't know if Yunovidov underestimated Thompson, because Thompson has certainly outdone himself so far. Well, this fight is far from over, by the way. But Thompson is, has impressed, considering his record, and also considering Yunovidov's excellent record.
He needs to win these rounds, Yunovidov. He's got to keep the tempo high here and really take it to Thompson. It's not going to be easy, this, not at all, but he's got to grind this out.
No holding. Stick back.
Well, he's starting out a little bit more active, talking about Georgiy.
Well, we saw in the first round, and we did comment that Yunovidov was leading off with a right or left, and he was doing a good job of it, because he was catching Thompson flat-footed either way.
Holding.
But then things started to change somehow. Thompson got his distance, got his confidence, and started to attack the body of Yunovidov with authority.
Double that right to body head. Body head.
What you'd like to see more of from Yunovidov is that uppercut. That right uppercut has been money for Yunovidov.
Master.
This is grueling stuff. It really is. He goes down to a knee there, Yunovidov, and the referee's saying that Thompson pushed him down, so he hasn't given the knockdown. But
Okay, time out.
they're just waiting to try and see if the other one's going to give any ground and come apart a bit, and there's no real sign of that. Just before he went down to the canvas there, Yunovidov,
There's some loose tape.
Thompson just shrugged him off and then just let his hands go.
Corner.
And this is what we've seen throughout the fight. Just when you think Yunovidov might be just getting an angle on him and getting on top of him, he comes back.
I thought there might have been a low blow on that occasion. I thought Thompson might have hit him below the belt. Action moving on. And Thompson, so intense, so aggressive in this fight, that he's trying his own version of an uppercut.
Holding back.
There's some loose tape once again there, this time on the right hand of Yunovidov, but the referee lets it go.
That's a solid right hand from Thompson. He's just setting his feet to put everything into these punches, and I didn't think he'd be able to sustain this, I'll be honest. At halfway, I thought the second half of the fight would be Yunovidov's, but Thompson is giving us a big performance here.
He is definitely holding his own.
Double that hook on inside.
You can hear the grunt of Thompson every time he throws a punch. And I tell you, there's a lot of power behind every punch that he throws. But this guy, Yunovidov, he's durable. He can take a lot of those shots. Those are power shots that land on the side of his body. But Yunovidov hasn't been hurt at all, I think, in this fight so far.
Finish shot, Chris. Give me another one like that. Another one like that.
You know, Thompson is nicknamed the Wolf, and
10 seconds.
you know he's earning that nickname. That's for sure.
Okay, step back, man.
He's hunting down
I said,
Yunovidov like
okay.
a wolf, and he's howling like a wolf. Nice
Hey!
shot coming from Yunovidov, just as I said that,
Plaster,
and the round is ended.
plaster.
More action coming up in a bit.
Each slice is made with care and quality ingredients, with mouth-watering flavors and a balance of softness and crunch in our crust. Feel the love in every bite of our pan pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Penultimate round here. You're scheduled for 8.
Left jabs coming from Yunovidov. That's not going to be enough to back off Chris Thompson.
He's a man on a mission tonight, Chris Thompson. He started quick, he started well. We asked the question, or rather I did, right at the start of the first round as to whether he'd be able to keep this up, and he has been able to keep it up. And again there, he's just sets his feet, finishes a combination with the right hand to the body. He slammed that in a number of times, and the fact that Yunovidov has just been able to take it is to his credit, but he's landed it repeatedly.
Thompson is looking fresher than ever.
Shoot for me, shoot for me. No,
Well,
wait
he's
too
giving
long.
as much as he's
No,
taking.
step back.
I want you to wait too long on the inside. Nice, double it. Don't wait too long.
I don't know if that grunting is intimidating Yunovidov.
Flurry, 1 minute exchange.
Yunovidov
holding.
he needs to find a clear target for his shots. He needs to hurt Thompson
I said step back.
right here, right now. This is round number 7. This fight is slipping away from the Russian.
Flurry, don't let him win the exchange.
Good right to the body from Yunovidov, but Thompson comes straight back, and he absolutely has to win these last couple of rounds. And I wouldn't say that he's been waiting for Thompson to cooperate exactly, but I don't think he's forced the issue enough. He hasn't been first enough. He hasn't
Stop.
thrown
I
enough
said stop.
volume. And the reason is he's been in with somebody who's fighting a really, really good fight here in Thompson, but I just get the feeling that Yunovidov maybe assumes that his opponent was going to unravel and wilt a bit, and it just hasn't happened.
It could be that Yunovidov is not used to the kind of rough housing that Thompson is showing. You know, in the amateur division, they don't rough house. They like to box, and maybe Yunovidov is not used to this kind of bullying. But look at Thompson, the way he's attacking Yunovidov.
Watch your hand.
He's like a bull inside that ring. Listen to him grunt like a wolf.
Put his body there.
Little flurry there
Elbow. Okay, step
from
back.
Chris.
He's howling like a wolf.
He's outworked Yunovidov right from the very first round.
10 seconds. Yes, again. Make sure.
Nice little flurry there. Just to try to get the nod of the judges here in this round.
Holding bands. Time!
Touch of gloves between the two at the end of the round. Yunovidov going back to his corner. I think he needs a stoppage here in the 8th and final round.
The power punch of the round is brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission.
Max power, I'm about to go bigger and better. If I ever lose, set it on faster than ever. If I ever lose, set it on bigger and better. Harder, faster. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm faster. This we let him go, I can hit the border faster.
Anything he throws, you match.
And they touch gloves right before the beginning of the final round.
Let's see whether Yunovidov can turn on the heat and reverse the tide. But look at Thompson. He continues to grunt and grind.
That right hand to the body landing a couple of times at the start of the round again. As Shannon Stridham sent him out for the final round, Thompson just taking him back now to trim a bit of tape, I think, off the wrist of that glove. As the trainer sent him out, he said everything he throws, you match. And that's basically what he's done all fight, isn't it? He set a good tempo, Thompson, but in those pockets, in those spells where it looked like Yunovidov was about to get on top, he matched him. He made sure he always had a say in the argument. He never let him dictate. And that's what's been impressive here.
Where are you answering?
Right uppercut connecting there for Yunovidov. Talking the head back of Thompson.
Make sure.
There he goes.
There's another flurry here
That
from Thompson.
explosion of Thompson is very intimidating, if I might say.
Walking, he's hurting him. Keep that energy. Keep that energy.
And we've been talking a lot the last couple of days, thinking about the Thrilla in Manila, about heart and desire and strength of will and just a refusal to break. And that's what we've seen here from Thompson. It's been a really, really good performance from him. Halfway, I questioned whether he could keep this up. I was totally wrong.
And considering that Thompson, when he fought Yunovidov in 2023 in Uzbekistan, he lost on a first round knockout. So I thought he was going to go very early and very easily. But like you, Andy, I'm quite surprised by his performance.
But he's proving his durability right here tonight.
He stood up here to Yunovidov.
Early stoppages as a heavyweight are an occupational hazard, aren't they? There's something that can happen, and against Bakare Jalolov, something they've seen a lot in the amateurs and as a pro, it's something that can happen. Big right hand came in there from Yunovidov as Thompson was walking forward, and he looked slightly unsteady for a second. Bit of damage to his left eye.
Huge welt under his left eye. But he just scored a big left hand that rocked Yunovidov back on his heels. And Thompson just continues to plot his way through that defense of Yunovidov.
What you got? What you got? What you got? Yes, what you got?
Final 20 seconds, and he's giving it his all.
He's just overpowering Yunovidov.
And he's just punching himself to an absolute standstill here, Thompson, as the bell approaches. This has been a grueling, really hard heavyweight fight. 8 rounds there, where an incredible amount of leather was thrown between the pair of them. It was great to watch again, and they celebrate the Thompson corner, and they should, because he's surely going to get this one on the cards. And he's won the majority of the rounds there. 6-2, 7-1.
Easily.
Unbelievable performance, yeah. Quite impressive on the part of Chris Thompson, a journeyman from South Africa who's traveled the world to fight. And for Yunovidov, his first fight out of Russia, what a baptism of fire.
And it was just about the will to win there, the heart, the desire. He's got plenty of skill too, he's an accomplished boxer, but I do think what happened there was that Yunovidov did some work in the first half, he managed some decent shots, and I think he felt, listen, this guy's going to tire, this guy's going to come apart, I'll get on top of him in the second half, that'll be mine. But he was up against somebody who just wouldn't have it, he just wouldn't accept that narrative, that script, Thompson, and you have to give him all the credit in the world for that, because we'll have to wait and see what happens on the cards, but he should get this, and winning away from home is a hard thing to do, as we know.
Yes, it is. Let's find out in a bit. But we all agree that Thompson should get the nod here, but again, stranger things have happened in the world of boxing.
Well, remember that the IBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship on the line in this fight. See that web underneath the eye of Chris Thompson? But he'll take it if he wins that fight. Won't matter to him. Also credit to Sammy Bernabe, third man in the ring. Dwarfed by these two giants, but he held his own.
It was a clean fight, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was a really, really clean fight, even though they were up close a lot of the time. There was no funny business in there at all.
Well, referee Bernabe was on top of the situation there, as we have Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, fight fans, here at
the
the
ring.
Araneta Coliseum.
And let's turn it over to Ted Lerner.
Before we go to the scorecards, that was very unusual for us to see heavyweights here in Manila. That was definitely enjoyable. How about a round of applause for two guys giving us a real treat here in Manila? Giving it their all. Thank you, guys. All right, after 8 rounds of boxing, the heavyweight division, we go to the scorecards. Judge Edward Nobleza sees the bout 78-74. Noel Haduka sees the bout 77-75. And Danilo Lopez sees the bout 78-74. All for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the IBA.PRO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion from South Africa, Chris Thompson.
No doubt about that decision. Clearly unanimous.
He got what he deserved there, because all 3 judges went his way. 2 fight scores of 6 rounds to 2. The other one had it slightly tighter at 5-3, but that was a terrific performance, a fantastic performance. And Yunovidov will have to go back and rebuild and try and come again. But I think all 3 of us covering the sport like we do, you do kind of love to see an away win, don't you? Somebody on the road, the odds are stacked against them. We all know how this sport can work at times. You have to win, and you have to win clearly to get the decision on the road a lot of the time. And he did that. And he did that because he wanted it. He wanted it badly. And who knows what this might lead to for him now. He's got that IBA belt over his shoulder, having a chat with Al Siesta there and Umar Kremlin. This could open big doors for him, and he deserves it.
Unexpected, but well-deserved, this victory by Chris Thompson. He came in as an underdog, came in with a reputation as a journeyman. But, in the spirit of the Thrilla in Manila, he gave it his all, lot of guts, and he never backed off. What a victory here for Chris Thompson over the favored Yunovidov. Yunovidov, he gave it his all.
But he looks a little shell-shocked right now.
But I really felt that he wasn't prepared, or he wasn't used to the kind of rough housing that Chris Thompson was doing inside that ring. He was pushing his weight on Vidov. He was bullying him. He was attacking him from the inside, changing and adjusting his tactics by attacking him also from the outside. I thought Thompson had his number starting the second round. I thought the first round went the Russians' way. But just the same, a very clear and well-deserved victory for Chris Thompson of South Africa. And he gets a nice buzz from, I would expect, his wife.
Kiss.
And he's going home to South Africa with that belt.
3 more fights, including our world title fight.
Well, 3 more bouts coming up. But before that, let's go back to the highlights of the bout we just witnessed.
And look at Thompson walking down the plank, looking very loose, very comfortable. And it was Yunovidov who seemed a little bit worried about what was going to happen in this fight as he marched in.
He's at a high tempo right from the start, Thompson, and he's putting plenty into almost everything that he threw, and that was pretty much the case throughout the fight. But there's that right hand just pinged into the body there. Every combination, almost everyone finished with that right to the body. There it is again. And although he never really buckled under it, Yunovidov, it's landing and it's causing you to try and drop those elbows a little bit and tuck up and look after yourself. It's giving you plenty to think about. And just turning around the front foot there, Thompson, too. Just a really, really good performance and a great effort to be able to keep that kind of work rate up. And Yunovidov, I think in the first half of the fight would have felt like he'd taken enough out of Thompson and that he might be ready to go in the second half. That's the way I saw it, but it's not what happened.
That was a big punch scored by Yunovidov, and I thought that would stem the tide or reverse the tables, but no. Thompson just kept plugging away. Big right hand scored there by Yunovidov. I thought Yunovidov's best weapon was that right uppercut. That kept on scoring for him and knocking the head back of Chris Thompson. But I guess not enough coming from the Russian. Just an all-out effort on the part of the South African. Again, that right uppercut. Thompson, I mean, if he wants to get ahead in his boxing career, he needs to defend against that right uppercut. Someone with a little bit more power is going to knock his head off with that uppercut. 7th round, and we all expected Thompson to tire out, but he was in there, still fighting with tremendous intensity and energy, clubbing away, and causing Yunovidov to lose his balance. Every time Thompson would hit him with a big shot.
And there are those pockets of flurries of shots that Thompson has done all throughout all 8 rounds.
That big left hand coming from Thompson, that was like the icing in the cake. There he is, the victory yell coming from